So I'm using one of my other headsets, not that faulty pair of headphones. I just want to know if anyone is watching, is my mic too loud? If so, then I can adjust it either in the party I'm currently in, or through this handy, nifty little device that, well, comes with the headset. It lets me adjust the volume of it, or mute myself. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take a look at some characters that aren't in Street Fighter V, just to see what could potentially make it, at least. So, for this stream, I'm going to be taking a look specifically at Street Fighter Alpha and Street Fighter 3. Oh, God. Because those characters don't always get to come back. The rest of the cast I can just cover in my Part 2 stream later down the line, which is Ultra Street Fighter 4, since the majority characters do come back in that game. But I decided to look at this game with Alpha and Street Fighter 3 for the characters that didn't make it to Street Fighter 4 and therefore currently Street Fighter 5. So I'm gonna go in training because that'll allow me to analyze the characters more effectively, so I can adjust settings. So first off, I'm gonna be waiting here to see which game people might want me to check first. I don't even know if my headset's good or not. Ah, someone joined. Right, so thanks for the lit emojis. Gaming is life. Okay, so which character should I cover first? Like between Alpha and 3, because I can cover the Street Fighter 2 characters in Street Fighter 4. Or at least the ones that aren't in Street Fighter 5 anyway. Is my mic too loud or too quiet? I just want to make sure, because I don't want to deafen everyone when they come on the stream. It's probably the bad weather in this place. He did tell me earlier it wasn't raining, so it might be messing up his connection or something, or the signal or whatever. Oh goodness me. Well. Oh. Oh. Why the O? Is it because you can't hear me that well, or are you kind of wondering what the hell I'm doing, or whatever? You probably can't hear me properly. No King Cat fan? I do not know who that, I do not know who that is. Also, I thought the title kind of gave away what this was. It's not me fighting the CPU. The O was referring to the weather. Yeah, because you told me it was raining where you were. Because of the, like, your PSN messing up is what I meant. I didn't know if it would affect you while you're in the stream, so I had no idea. Yeah, I should probably pick a game, but fuck it. Yeah, it is. What about the weather? It's hella windy, but not that shite. Yeah, it's calmed down a bit where I am. I just want to double check though. Is my mic fine? Is it too loud or is it too quiet? I just want to make sure. Because this is the first time I've used this headset in about 1 or 2 years. Right, that's good. I just wanted to make sure. So, what... Okay, that's good. So, which character do you want me to cover first? From which game? You can pick pretty much anyone as long as they aren't as frequent. Like, that's kind of the criteria for this stream, because they don't even come back in Street Fighter 4 or any of that stuff, so chances of them being in Street Fighter 5 are 50-50, which is what I'm hoping at least. So, choose a non-frequent character? Yeah, that's basically the criteria for this stream, since my part 2 of this series is gonna cover the frequent veterans that currently aren't in Street Fighter 5, so in other words, characters like Fei Long, DJ, stuff like that, because the reason why I won't cover them in this stream is because this is like their vanilla moveset, so I wanted to cover those characters in the next game I'll cover, because they get a more updated moveset, whereas these characters, for example, haven't been featured in a Street Fighter game since, well, Alpha and Third Strike respectively, so they didn't get updated movesets, but could potentially, if they are brought back for Street Fighter 5, which chances are, like I said, 50-50, it depends on what Capcom wants to do in regards to these characters. Violento? I mean, he's in Street Fighter 4 with an updated moveset, so I'll cover him next time, so I'll be sure to remember that, so I'll cover him first if you want when I get around to my part 2 stream. See what updated moveset he has and all that stuff. But I could cover him either way, I guess? I mean, he's technically quite frequent, but whatever. So yeah, from Alpha, you have a choice of Sodom, Julie, and Junie. And from Street Fighter 3, practically almost everybody. Even though, like, 6 characters got brought back from that game, but whatever. I mean, if you want, I could cover maybe Oro, yeah, okay, that's a good start. Q, I guess. Okay, so Supers probably don't matter in the long run, since they could be changed up or whatever. Alright, so as we know, Street Fighter 5 currently has a character similar in playstyle to Q, and that is Gaming Life's main man, the president himself, G. Well, Q is kind of a character that G kind of borrows some animations from, this being his dash punch, albeit it's kind of different in properties, his dash below, which functions similar as well. He doesn't have a G spin kick though. He doesn't have that, so that's an original move. He doesn't have projectiles, so he's strictly a more up-close and personal fighter. He does have this weird hand flailing motion though, as his quarter circle back though. But yeah, Q is a charge character, so I'm doing these inputs as you'd expect, like, say, a Gal's Sonic Boom input or some shit. And, of course, we have the meter burn, which causes a wall bounce, so there's that. I don't have the other one. Okay, yeah, that does 2 hits, that's nice. And like G, he also has a command grab that knocks the opponent in the air. But it's a bit more higher, I guess. So yeah, he has the command grab and he has the dash punches. So those are the 2 or 3 special moves that G kind of borrows, but everything else G has is completely original. But I just think it'd be funny to see Q just because of this is his special move. Not that, this. It's the fact that he's just flailing his arms around, just bitch slapping you. But yeah, even if G doesn't come back in a future game, then they could always, he also has G taunt. Wait, what was it? Yeah. Because, like, if I remember correctly, doesn't G, like, taunt you with, like, oh god, I can't remember what G's taunt was. Oh god. I think he just gives a bombastic speech or something. Well, in Q's case, he just does this weird motion, and apparently that increases his damage or something, or his defense. Oh, yeah, the level up thing. Gotcha. Yeah, Q's taunt's kind of weird. Yeah, he seems to share his G's back throw, like he... Hang on, not that. Yeah, that throw, that's it. He shares that with G. But Q pretty much predates G, obviously. So it seems like they did make the whole vague connection, and of course his normals kind of shared similar properties to G, albeit more incomplete, more brutish-like versions of those normals. Hang on. But yeah, most of the stuff I can see working for Q is at least trying to make him different, and he is different enough in the sense that he's not too much like G in Street Fighter V, so I think he would be an interesting character and all, but who knows? It's like the evil Ryukage situation in that they're kind of identical, but then again, that doesn't exactly justify much considering that, Jesus! Try and showing that on YouTube in 2019, am I right? Hang on, I wonder if there's any combos I can try. Yeah, I don't know many combos with Q, so... Yeah, I know, right? Just fucking beats the shit out of you. Alright, so that's a very interesting normal. Okay, I think I got an idea of a combo. There we go. Yeah, I can't do this. Yeah. In other words, G is just a way better version of Q, gameplay-wise. Damn it. But yeah, Q, I have to admit, is a lot of fun, so... It should be interesting to see him come back at some point, but, you know, we got G. He's way better. Oof, I tell you, way better than this robot dude, but whatever. I think Q, like, design-wise, Q has a really cool design to him, and I can understand why people would love to see him come back. Because he's, like, a bigger mystery than G nowadays, because with G, you can kind of piece together that he may or may not be an avatar of the Earth, and the fact that he has, like, Earth-based powers. But with Q, unless they confirm he's Q. Yeah, I mean, the first thing that's a dead giveaway is his story costume is identical to Q in some aspects. Just not entirely, but color 16 for that costume pretty much is a nice reference to Q in a way. But anyways, that's why I use the Q costume and Q color. I like Q's design. Yeah, I can't say I blame you. He's an awesome looking character and probably one of the most popular Third Strike newcomers. Outside of Makoto anyway, who's just a punch queen from Tosa. as some people on the internet have called her, or rather the one or two people on the internet. That's not that I want. But yeah, I think Cloud might like Q due to the fact that he's a charged character and everything, but has some motion inputs. Rose is the best. Rose is the best though. Shout out to Sarah. I mean, true. I mean, the only, like, speaking of Rose, she is gonna be one of the characters I'll cover in the Part 2 stream for Street Fighter 4 and all. True, but he's G himself. Oh man. Hashtag G Nation. Hashtag G for President of Street Fighter Universe or some shit. But yeah, Rose, I think, is likely coming to Street Fighter 5 just because of the fact that Capcom had them draw a redesign for Rose. So it kind of gives away she might come to the game, but we'll have to wait and see what officially comes through potentially Season 5's DLC lineup, for all we know. But yeah, gameplay-wise, if Q were to come back via DLC either in Street Fighter 5 or a future sequel or something like that, I could see a lot of his stuff retaining from this game with maybe a few brand new moves. Like, maybe they might further link together the fact that he might be G, just a different identity. Like, they might keep the projectile. Maybe they'll make him have his own kick special, but it's more of a incomplete version, as it were, since most of G's attacks are, like I said, kind of close to Q's attacks, but they're more refined and complete versions of those attacks. So rather than flailing around like this, G kind of supports himself in his animation so that he doesn't fall in his ass when he does the attack like this. But yeah, it's kind of interesting that they did that with G. So, I mean, we'll wait and see. Who knows? I just hope he's not as weak as Q and Third Strike is weak and kind of hard to use. As weak, because Q and First Strike is weak and kind of hard to use. Yeah, I can't say I blame you. Like, Q is one of those characters that requires a lot of work to get good at due to the charge inputs, charge buffering, the fact that you also have his weird as hell normals. Like, he has, like, this is just me pressing medium, by the way, and it's a forward advancing normal. That itself does not look safe, at least in competitive wise, though I'm not exactly the guy to see when talking about competitive stuff. That goes for my boy Josie and Cloud and all that, since they know about this stuff way more than I do. I'm just a filthy peasant of a casual. It kind of looks like he's bitch slapping. But anyways, his normals are similar to G, just wonky and clumsy, lol. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, let's see. Yeah, those top moves seem to be kind of the moves he retains, well, via G anyway. Just the difference is the inputs and the fact that well, high speed barrage is pretty much not a thing, and capture and deadly blow is pretty much the G throw or G smash over. No wait, G smash over is the forward advancing charge punch. Okay, what I also hope if he returns, they don't make him a charge character and make him motion like G. Yeah, that would be good. Speaking of which, though, I was dicking around with DJ's moveset on Street Fighter 4 Omega mode, and turns out DJ is way more fun and fluent as a motion character, funny enough, even though he's been a charge character since his debut in Super Street Fighter 2, so I'll be sure to cover that once I get round to it. But anyways, hang on, just pause it so that way it doesn't pick random ass character. So who should I cover next now? So that's Q off the list, so that's about roughly a few characters from Street Fighter 3 to look at least the ones that don't return in Street Fighter 4, since most of them do. Okay. Let's see. Now, unlike with Q, I'm going to take a look at a lot of Oro Supers, because even those can be repurposed into a V trigger. So, we're going to start with Tengu Stone. But before we get to that, we're going to look at his, all of his other attacks and see how they do. Right, so that right there is his light punch. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory, he just bitch slaps your ass. Now, because this is an older Street Fighter game, naturally a lot of the stuff like close attacks, like this, might not transfer over to Street Fighter 5, so it seems like it ditches those entirely since Street Fighter 4 or something. But yeah, this is how his light kick is from a distance. So I imagine they're gonna go with maybe this or this for his light attack if they do decide to bring him back for Street Fighter 5, which Oro is rumored to be coming in Season 4 as one of the last 2 DLC characters, but unfortunately it's only a rumor, so we have no idea if this is true or not, so yeah. And then there's his mediums. So this is another medium. So this is his medium punch. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the light. So that's his crouching light. Seth and Gil, yeah, I don't believe that. Like, I'm probably one of the few people that really don't believe that. And I'm sure deep down you don't as well, but hey, what can you do? Oh god. I mean, keep in mind, the guy that's claiming this is the same dude that thought Guile's commander Brian was going to be in the game in Season 2, and that turned out to be wrong. Alright, so what's his jump and light? Okay, so that's his jump and light when he's at a distance, so they'll probably go with this. Hang on. Alright, that's his... So they'll probably go with that as his jump and light. Or maybe something like that. It seems like they might go with something like that, jumping light punch, if they do decide to bring him in Street Fighter 5. And that might be... Oh, you basically just press jump twice in quick succession and he's just able to do this. Like, I could do a forward jump and then immediately press a back jump and then he just do that. So it allows Oro to kind of just give him some level of mobility. Albeit I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's decent, I guess. It's a good way of tricking the opponent, though, in a way. Albeit it might not be an effective method, but whatever. It's a nice little gimmick, I guess. Okay, so yeah, that's his jumping light kick. Pretty good. I wonder if I can... Yeah, I can't cross up. Though I imagine they might make that a cross-up tool if they wanted to in a future game. Who knows? You think they'll keep Oro the same in Street Fighter 5 as First Strike, or change his design a bit? But like gameplay-wise, or design-wise, like how he looks, or both? Considering he's a legacy character, knowing Capcom with Street Fighter 5, they most likely will give him a redesign if they bring him back, but that kind of gives them an excuse to sell a nostalgia costume to make the big bucks, the money. They want that money, so they're gonna change the character design so you buy the nostalgia costume. At least that's how it's been so far since Season 1. When it came to the legacy characters. Oh my god, he has a spinning medium. That is awesome. And yeah, this seems like the type of medium they'd probably have for his air. Too bad they don't use that money to fix the netcode. Yeah, I know, right? They got all this money that they make, and yet they can't be asked to spend money to get better netcode. And the thing is, right, is nowadays GGPO is apparently free for fighting game developers to use now. Apparently. Don't take my word for it, though. I don't know how accurate this information is. So hopefully future fighting games use the GGPO net rollback, like netcode, because that stuff's actually kind of good. Right. So this is his jumping medium kick. So that looks decent, I guess. What's his jumping heavy? Okay, so his oh my good lord. Okay, so that's his jumping heavy when he's just standard jump, while the forward jump version is he just spins way more, and it does 2 hits. Well, assuming you let the animation play out at the right time. And finally, his jumping heavy kick. Yeah, for some reason that's not connecting. That did though. So yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. Now for his crouching attack. So that's crouching light kick. Crouching medium punch. Crouching medium kick. Crouching heavy, which stuns the opponent slightly, which is interesting. And of course the crouching heavy, which sweeps the opponent, as any other crouching heavy kick would, to my knowledge. But yeah, up close Oro can basically use his standard medium to launch the opponent. So the way I see it is they could turn that into a forward medium. Oh wait, never mind, this is his forward medium. They could make it a back medium. That's an idea. Like, they could make this move his back medium in Street Fighter V if you ever want to launch the opponent to continue your combo. And the best part is you could follow up with his uppercut move. Or whatever you want afterwards. Okay, this is his medium kick, but while he's up close, this is his medium kick. And his heavy punch is this, like a straight up powerful chop. Does 2 hits, and it's the same attack throughout. And his heavy kick is, well, this. You know, for a heavy kick, it's got surprisingly... Like, look at this. The medium kick is slower than the heavy kick. Like, that's what's funny. At least from my point of view, anyway. What like is it up close? Alright, so looking at Oro's normals, what do you think? At least from what I've shown, anyway. Ugh. What tier do you think Oro would be if he's in Street Fighter V? You think Capcom will be fair and making him strong enough to compete with the top 5 characters? Probably mid or low tier, knowing Capcom, at least in terms of Street Fighter V's design. And the reason why I say that is because Oro as a character has an unorthodox playstyle. And so far, at least from my opinion, most of the top 5 characters are quite easy to access characters for the most part. With probably a few exceptions to that, like I don't know who they are. I know Kami was one of them. I know Rashid was one of them in top 5. I'm not entirely sure. Someone correct me on that. Karine, I think, was in there. Like, I'm starting to sense a pattern, but Karine at least takes a bit of work because of the fact she's a Rekka-style character. Who else is in the current top 5? G has never been top tier, lol. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, and he's got an insanely good toolkit. But I don't know. I mean, the only reason I think people, myself included, would want Oro in the game is because of the fact that his playstyle is something that you rarely see in a fighting game. It's unorthodox, but strange. Yet is so fun to use, and is satisfying to nail once you get the hang of his combos and stuff. Alright, so let's take a look at his throws. Now, Oro has a bunch of throws due to the fact that he also has a few air throws as well. So, this is his forward throw. Like, he straight up just chokeholds you, holy shit. But I guess that's good for doing, like, multiple hits of damage, I guess. How much does it do? It's decent enough, I guess. Alright, and then the back throw gives the opponent a distance away from you, so you could be at, like, good zoning range if you want, or just jump in on them quite literally. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the AI to jump so that I can perform some other throws. But yeah, he also has that. He has an anti-air throw, which is kind of cool. Right, now to stop the opponent from jumping. Now we can move on to Oro's specials. Now, Oro has a couple of charge moves, but the rest of his moveset is motion-based. So to start off with, we have his projectile, which is called Nichiren Sho. So Nichiren Sho is his projectile. So this is the light version, which is a straightforward projectile. It goes straight, it's got quick range, stuff like that. So I guess it's good for, you know, bit of damage in your combos or just zoning out the opponent. But again, like Guile, for example, you have to charge to pull this move off. But who knows, they might change that in Street Fighter V or keep it the same. I mean, they kept Urien mostly the same, so who knows. The medium version hits slightly upward, so it's somewhat of an anti-air. But you can still kind of hit the opponent up close. But only up close. So if they try to jump or something like that, then you can just kind of hit them. So it's a good way to get them off your ass if they're trying to jump in on you. Though they'd have to be quite a somewhat distance in order for that to hit. Or like I said, when you're right in their face. But I'm just going to keep the opponent jumping because his heavy version is another anti-air, but it hits a slightly higher angle. So in other words, this is probably the more optimal anti-air tool when the opponent's jumping in. But yeah, like with most characters who have different versions of their projectiles that hit at different angles, Oro's EX versions of his moves pretty much function differently depending on which two buttons you press for the EX version. So, light and medium, for example, will give you this. So they kind of, you know, hit multiple times, and they go at a nice slower pace, so you can just kind of dash in there or pressure the opponent if you want, or just hit them with a different move entirely. Well, assuming the game lets you anyway. There we go, it lets you. Pressing light and heavy will give you this. Okay, never mind, it's the same properties as the other one. It's medium heavy, that's it. Is it? Yeah, I don't know how this works. Ah well. They'll probably make it more optimal in Street Fighter V if they bring him over. Now the next special move to look at is Oniyanma. So Oniyanma is that uppercut move Oro does, and you press down to charge and then up and a punch button, so you get that. But yeah, the light version of this of Oniyanma is just it's your standard DP, but just with a charge input. Does a little bit of damage, very little recovery, very nice. The medium version, you know, goes a bit higher. but does a bit more damage to compensate and all that stuff. But it's nice to put into combos, and like I said, it's pretty good to be able to do these once you land that medium, which is nice. The heavy version is probably the one with the longest recovery to it, but does a lot of hits, to my knowledge. Nice. The EX version does this. Nice. So like the other couple, it does multiple hits, but does a bit more damage. Kind of curious as to how they'll implement that in the game. Should be interesting though. Right, and now for my favorite part of Oro's moveset, his command grab. Now, his command grab is basically just that, you know, just a nice little command grab. And you're able to combo into it with certain moves. Nice. It seems to be the kicks, though, that function fine, not the heavy, though. Nice. Right, so that's the light version. The medium version does this. It just hits a few more times than the other one. Hang on, does it? Okay, it's the same one, it just does a similar amount of damage, I guess. Hang on. Okay, that's the light. Yeah, they pretty much are identical in damage, it seems. And in startup as well, so not much of a difference. But I wonder if there's an EX version. Hang on, let me check. Is there? Okay, Neoriki does not have a EX version of its move. Noted. Right, so next we take a look at his quarter circle forward kick move, which is Jinshu Watari, which also has roughly, has a follow-up called Hitobashira Nobori. So this what I'm stuttering, goddammit. When you're about to hit your opponent, you can tap any kick button and it has a follow-up basically, and it can also spend a barometer. And of course, like with most types of these moves, there's like a certain distance you can go depending on the button's strength. So light is obviously the shortest range, medium goes a bit far, whereas heavy travels the furthest. The EX version, that goes full screen, it seems. Hang on, does it? That goes full screen. The EX version goes full screen, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the opponent could probably counter that if they're very clever. Oh, and you can also juggle combo. Once you time it anyway. Oh my god, you can actually juggle combo with this guy. I forgot about that. That is insane. He's a lot of fun though, I'll give him that. Yeah, it seems like I can juggle him at least one or two or three times at least. Timing is kind of shit though. Not in the game, but my timing is shit. But yeah, the fact that you can juggle your opponent with medium into the medium version of this is insane. But yeah, that's kind of cool, I guess. Yeah, this is probably the most satisfying thing to do with Oro. And of course, his third critical art, actually, Tengu Stone. Now, the interesting thing about this is he has EX super moves because of the fact that, you know, he fights you with one arm and he seals his other arm away, because if he takes that thing out, you're basically screwed. Because he's strong enough to rival Akuma in strength, which is insane. But yeah, we're going to do the normal version of Tengu Stone to see how that happens. What's the input? That's it. So yeah, it functions similar to Minot's orbs in Street Fighter V, where each attack has the debris hit the opponent. And it's active for a certain amount of time. Now, let's see what happens when we do the EX version of this move. Yeah, he basically gets more debris than usual. Oh my god. That really takes the whole thing to shit 105. Oh my god. Hang on. My god. How to trigger people online as Oro. Just bust out this as a potential V trigger and there you go. Get the timing right on this stuff and then boom, you piss off your opponent. Kind of awkward on all that. What do you mean no? You'll be annoying. You'll be annoying. But yeah. Tengu Stone, I can at least see being a V-Trigger 1. In other words, it would fit with Capcom's whole God tier V-Trigger or good V-Trigger, and then give a subpar or mediocre one as a V-Trigger 1 or V-Trigger 2. The way I see this functioning in Street Fighter V is the regular version is just with just a single press. So let's wait, and then it works for a certain amount of time, and then if you hold down V-Trigger 1, it could function like this, where he just gets way more debris than usual and stuff like that. How many bars? Well, considering it would be a V-Trigger 1 and its ability gives Oro a bunch of debris around him that functions alongside his normals like Minot's, I'd say maybe a free bar V-trigger, maybe, since the combo potential would be insane for those that master him. At least in my viewpoint, at least. Okay, V-trigger 2, you say? Well, that brings me to, Oro's other super. This one. Kishenriki. You'll soon see why. So, it would fit pretty nicely in Oro's kind of, in the whole, okay, here's the subpar V-trigger. Well, in Oro's case, he gets this. So what this would do is, it would allow him to do this kind of stuff. Like, it would just give him a stronger version of his command grab. But the way I would make it function, like, at least how I'd see it, is the way it functions in this game is any punch button will make him do the move automatically. But in Street Fighter V, what I would do is I would make it be like, okay, you can do this version of the command grab via pressing the V-trigger inputs. So you can still do your normals, like, well, normal, but then by pressing the V-trigger thing, he does that. Then, if you hold down the V-trigger, or rather, down plus V-trigger, he'll get this instead, where he just lunges at you and just fucking yeets you into the sky. Yeah, that is what I'm talking about. And you want to know the interesting part? Okay, not that part. Hang on. Yeah. You could also get an aerial version of that V-trigger, where if someone tries to jump in at you, or you combo in from a, say, a back medium, which, you know, would be the new command for this move, well, let's just say you get this stuff. Like, for example, you could do this, cancel in the V-trigger, and then immediately jump, and then press the V-trigger input, and you could do that. So yeah, that would be the V-trigger 2 function. Which would be Kishenriki. And it would give you 3 types of command grabs that would do a lot of damage, with, of course, the down V-trigger version, which is, well, this one, doing the most damage. Look at that damage right off the bat. That's it. I don't want Oro in Street Fighter V anymore. He'll be full robbery. And he changes his mind. Okay. And as for a potential critical art, this is what I think they'd use. Yagyo Dama would probably be the critical art they might choose to reimagine in this game. Well, in Street Fighter V if they make him playable. And the way it functions is, it's just, well, that. It's just a green orb that he shoots out with his fingertips. And he can summon multiple orbs on screen at once. Yep, like Dalsum. But the way I would see them use a second critical art is if he's in V-Trigger 2, he will basically be able to do this. Motherfucking Spirit Bomb bullshit right there. Genki Dama yo ass. And the worst part is you could still move after the move has landed. Mostly. So yeah, so what's your thoughts on Oro then? Like, would you like to see him in Street Fighter V? Or would you rather not? And also, to add icing on the cake, this is his taunt. Like, can you imagine that? Like, every time you beat the shit out of your opponent and knock them down, not like to a full-on KO, but like where they're still active and you just fall asleep. That is an ultimate disrespect tactic right there. That taunt, when you're kicking the opponent's ass, that is disrespect tactic 101. I would lol, but then Cloud would find a solution to neating G's, including me. Beating G. Ah, okay. Like, just imagine that. Like, you're kicking the scrub's ass and you just fall asleep and you're like, oh, yawn. These scrubs bore me. I can just imagine you doing this shit in Platinum League, which you are, of course. Anyways. Oh, shit. My mic just fell out. It's not that good. So anyways, who should I cover next from Street Fighter 3? So we've done Q, we've done Oro. So that just leaves us with a few options. Right, so we have 12. Excuse me. Sean, Necro, Remy, stuff like that. Nah, scrubs annoy the hell out of me, especially Shota. Okay, anyways. Who would you like to see next? Kind of curious as to who else is watching. Do Dudley. I'll cover it. I'll cover Dudley in the Street Fighter 4 stream since he makes it to that game and has a more updated moveset. So that's the reason why this stream focuses on a few characters, because, well, they don't even get brought back, unfortunately. I guess I could cover Necro, I guess. Oh god. From one weirdo to another. Alright, there's his creepy ass girlfriend, Effie. So yeah, Necro gameplay wise for this series at the time was to be the replacement for both Dhalsim and Blanka simultaneously. So he's both the weird stretchy character, but is also the weird electric character. I don't know how to do his move. I'm pretty sure the electric thing is a special move. Ah, that's it. It's a DP. Yeah, the electric move is a DP. Not that. And of course you can tap the punch button afterwards. But yeah, let's check out his normals. So that's his light punch while he's on the ground. That's his crouching light. This is his jumping light. And that's his diagonal jumping light. It looks like he's poking the shit out of you or something. This is his standing light. Not sure how the range is. Okay, that's a decent range. He kind of stretches the limb when you're a bit closer, so they might make that a different input. Crouching light kick is that. Decent range, I guess. That's his jumping diagonal light kick, and this is his right neutral jump light kick. The animation looks kind of different. Nah, it looks identical. Alright, this is his medium punch. Again, decent range due to the fact that he's the rubber man of the Street Fighter 3 series instead of Dalsum. This is his standing medium. Kind of a freaky animation there, but okay. Decent range as well. This is his... Okay, that looks like it might be a good anti-air, which is his down medium. At least judging from the animation. Oh god. His down medium has got some decent, rather good range. At least from what I can tell anyway. Right, you know they should add Ryu to the game. Ha ha ha! That's a funny joke. I honestly don't get the joke, to be honest. I mean, Ryu in Street Fighter 5 pretty much is a jack of all trades. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with him. I mean, then again, what do I know? Okay, what's this? Okay, that is insane. That is his jumping medium from a diagonal standpoint, whereas his standing medium just looks... it's alright, I guess. And by alright, it's shit. This is way better though. It's got all the range you need when jumping in. Nice. His jumping neutral medium kick is weird. This though, okay, it's the same animation. Christ. Yeah, seems like the best option for this kind of thing is, well, the jumping diagonal medium. Now for his heavies. The heavies really have a lot of range, especially his heavy punch, because he feels absent. He's a scrub character. He's also supposed to be the main character in the game, but instead Rashid is. Yeah, in other words, he's not as good as he was in past games, is what you mean. Like Ryu's in Street Fighter 5, just not the Ryu you once knew, because, well, he's not that good apparently. Okay, his jump-in heavy is kind of odd. Doesn't seem like a safe option. It's definitely the diagonal medium for me. Alright, so... Oh, hey, JD. Okay. So, like his regular punch, which has a bit more range, this one has decent range, his crouching heavy punch. Ow, now. Alright, oh god, that is freaky. So yeah, that is his jumping heavy. Oh god, even the heavy kick has range. They really wanted to make this guy feel like Dalsum. Oh my god, this actually looks like he's breakdancing. Range is not that good though. Like, you'd have to be like a few feet from your opponent. Alright, so he's got a nice long-reaching heavy punch, a nice long-reaching diagonal medium punch. Decent enough, good enough reach for his heavy kick. Alright range for his crouching heavy. His down medium seems like it might be anti-air wise. He's got some nice quick attacks for his lights as you do. Now to take a look at potential specials. Shit. I accidentally knocked my mic out again. So, his first special move is called Electric Blast, and as we established, it's a DP move that you can then press a button mash afterwards. So that's the medium. No wait, that's light. This one has a bit more... Oh god, that's got a bit of carry to it. So yeah, the medium seems to have a bit more, like, lasting recovery to it. Or what is it? Active frames? I don't know. Alright, and here's the heavy, which lasts the longest. I mean, I could potentially see, like, a V trigger for Necro where they just enhance his electric-based special moves, albeit the one or two that he has. Right. The other special move is Tornado Hook. First, let's take a look at his throws before we do that. So, this is his back throw. Nice. And his forward throw, what the shite? He just straight up launches himself into you like a catapult or some shit. Alright. So, Tornado Hook is sort of this weird as hell attack. He just spins around and punches you. Right, so that does 2 hits. That does 2 hits as well, but it's a different start, and that does 3 hits. And it also has an EX version which hits around 5 times at least. Flying Viper? What the? Okay, it's this weird as hell move. I mean, I don't know if this is quite safe or not. But what the hell? I mean, I can at least see this having some uses, but again, I can't really judge. So all versions knock down the opponent, but the EX version keeps them standing up. Which could be decent enough for combo potential, but again, you'd need to have some good reaching attacks afterwards. Snake Fang. So what does that do? It's a command grab. That throws the opponent back. Okay, so that's what that does. Seems to be the same animation, same outcome. Rising Cobra. You can make so many jokes with that. Okay, that is a weird special move. Okay, and then he has an EX move. Yeah, that is a weird move. Okay, and now we're on to the supers. Now, I could at least see some of these maybe being V-triggers, like maybe Electric Snake could be, I don't know, either a super, like his critical art or something, or they could make it one of his V-triggers or something, or give him something entirely brand new. Let's see what it does. It's got a decent range, I guess. Yep, it's got that range. Damn it. Right, let's see what other supers they could make into V-triggers for Necro. Magnetic Storm, I'm not entirely sure what the hell that could be. But let's find out. Okay, I can at least see that maybe being a V-trigger. Yeah, that could at least be something that might be a part of a V-trigger for Necro. Nice. I mean, that seems like it could be a V-trigger move, whereas Electric Snake just seems like a critical art type move. Wait, does it? Oh god, it has a magnet effect, just like Zangief's V-trigger. Okay, Electric Snake, critical art maybe. If Necro gets in Street Fighter V, Magnetic Storm could be a V-Trigger 1 or V-Trigger 2, depending on what they might want. But I think the one that might be worthy of a V-Trigger 2 might be Slam Dance. Who knows? We'll have to take a look. Shit, wrong color. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Right, so... Okay, and I can at least see something going with this. Okay, either Slam Dance can be a critical art or a V-Trigger. It seems like the type of move that would be, well, a critical art to me. Alright, so what's your guys' thoughts on Necro? Would you like to see this character come back in Street Fighter V? Or just stick to the fact that we have Blanca and Dalsum? The fact that his taunt can actually damage you is really... She's boring. Necro's a guy. Though doing this to... Okay, so Necro's boring. Oro is a potential robbery character. Q might be good enough for a replacement for G. Even though Q came first, but you get what I mean, I guess. Alright, so that just leaves us with Sean, 12, and Remy. Who should I cover next? Sean, 12, or Remy? Out of the characters that wouldn't come back from this game so far. Remy. Okay, so Cloud's third strike main. Remy probably has like my favorite stage from this title, which is Club Metro. Actually, speaking of that, I should probably change the level to Club Metro now that I think about it. Where is it? There we go, Club Metro. Hashtag Club Metro for Street Fighter V. Probably the coolest looking stage from this game. Now, as we know, Remy fulfills the Sonic Boom / Flash Kick archetype of Street Fighter 3. I agree they should. I mean, look at this shit. It's like a rave club with skulls and shit in France. Yeah, I think Remy's theme would be good. It's got that techno beat to it. Oh god, he's so unapologetically edgy that it's just hilarious. But anyways, let's see what his normals are. Okay, decent. Nice light attacks. Oh god. Nice, he has a target combo of sorts. Okay. His attacks come out nice and fast for his lights, as you'd expect, because lights come out faster. Okay. Ooh, quick succession jabs. Okay, that's his. Here's his diagonal jumping light. Diagonal jumping kick. Standards are expected. Right, his mediums. Okay, so this is his medium when he's a bit of a distance. Seems like he's just trying to jab you in the face. Though this I would pick over that. So I guess make this... Yeah, I think I prefer the chop. It seems a bit more nicer to look at. Make this maybe a back medium, I guess. Maybe a nice cancel into Sonic Boom or some shit. If I can cancel it, that is. Okay, that's his forward throw. This is his back throw. Right. So that's his crouching medium. That's his crouching punch. Alright, now for his kick. So, this is his kick when he's up close to the opponent. This is his kick when he's a bit of a distance away. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a very good judge at range, but I'm sure that some people in the chat can give that. Okay, he even has a command normal, which is forward medium kick. So that's his command normal. I guess that's a good for like maybe a overhead option. I don't know. It looks too low for an overhead. Who knows? He's got decent range for his down medium kick, I guess. Not too sure about his jumping medium. Alright, what's his heavies like? Okay, he really sells the impact of that one. Okay, he has that. I guess make that a back meaty, like a back heavy. If they put him Street Fighter 5, that'd be good, I guess. Alright, down heavy is that. Oh god. Okay, his down heavy launches. Which is good for Sonic, which is good for flash kick setups, I guess. Nice. Right, that's his jumping heavy. Looks nice, I guess. Right, what's his, okay, that's his heavy kick. Looks kind of similar to Ryu's animation-wise, anyway. Just has more range, because this guy's quite lanky. Not extremely lanky, but just lanky enough to hit you. From that distance. Okay, that's... he has a two-hitting sweep, but second hit might not connect half the time. That's his jumping heavy kick. Same animation and all. Right, so... as we know, his special moves are similar to Guile, so you charge back and then you press forward and then a punch button and he does this. But he also has a kick version of his projectile. So he's able to do this stuff. So yeah, you could kind of confuse the opponent a bit if you want, but either way, these projectiles can be jumped. In other words, this guy also kind of acts as the Sagat in a way, in that he just has a kick and a punch version of his projectiles. But the devious part is when you start incorporating his EX versions of these moves. He basically just fires 2 of these projectiles at the same time. Same can be said about the kick version. So it's a good way of just kind of screwing over the opponent, I guess. I don't know. I don't use this guy much, but hey, I'm explaining his moveset anyway. Oh god. Right, and of course, wouldn't be a Sonic Boom user without the flash kick type move. He has that as well. And it functions, you know, as you'd expect. And as we also showed off, he also has a an EX version as to be expected. Which, if it's done right up to close to the opponent, it hits them about 2 times at least. What else does he have? Light of Virtue high, Light of Virtue low, Rising Rage Flash, and Cold Blue Kick, which is quarter circle back kick. So in other words, he has 4 special moves in total. And of course, he has an EX version of the move that can cause a knockdown. And so can the heavy version. But light and medium just seem to be a good way of potentially starting combos, I guess, but I don't know the utility of it. I just know it's a move he can do. That just gives you another option. Right. And then there's the first super, which is that. What's this called? Light of Justice. I mean, I could see them doing a similar thing to Guile's mini Sonic Boom V-Trigger from Street Fighter V, where they just... you release a barrage of these things each time you press the button. I mean, that's a good way of extending combos, I guess. Right. So, what's everyone's thoughts on Remy for hashtag Street Fighter 5? Despite the fact that I'm not that good at him. Okay, well I guess we could just look at his other supers, maybe. Shit, not Blue Nocturne. Whatever.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Right. Just to kind of set up the recording and replay. Perfect. Hang on. Is it to replay? There we go. Okay, I mean, I could at least see Blue Nocturne being a counter V-trigger. Like that. Is anyone still here? Street Fighter 3, yeah, respect. Yeah, I'm just seeing what Street Fighter 3 characters would be cool to see get brought back for Street Fighter 5. Though I don't know if they'd be intact or just a watered down version of themselves, which would be a shame since these characters are pretty awesome to play as. Shit.
I got the picture. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Okay, then we have this move, which I guess could be a V-trigger too, maybe? I don't know. Just to a lesser extent. Who knows? Street Fighter 3 and Street Fighter 5 are pretty different. The is hard though. Yeah, I know the two games are distinctly different. I mean, like, the characters' like base moveset and all. Because I know some characters do tend to lose moves, gain moves, get some new moves, stuff like that. So, who knows? Alright, later, JD. Okay, I guess to round it out, I could just go with Sean, maybe? 12? Fuck it. We'll go with 12.
Well, I got the picture. Yeah, well, I got the picture.
Since he's like the last unique character to look at, outside of maybe Sean. Right. That's his light. Diagonal light, standing light, crouching light, kick, standing light kick. Medium. Yeah, this game is not very beginner friendly. You'd have to be a seasoned veteran to at least be, you know, remotely good at this game, but also be good at the parry mechanic in general. Okay, so 12's got some a decent enough like range to his standing light kick. A forward advancing down heavy. Right. And so what's his special moves? NDL. Axe. So he has 4 special moves. Okay. I'll finish up the stream with 12 and Sean and then call it a night, and then maybe next time I might cover the free alpha characters, though that might be a very short-lived stream. So what I'll do is I'll probably end it here and then cover Sean, then Sodom, Julie, and Junie next time. Alright, so that's the EX version of that. He has an air version of this move, which is interesting. You're welcome. Okay, maybe that could be a V-trigger or something, maybe, or just a super, I guess, in general, or maybe a move that's completely absent. Though 12 is one character that I think has the lowest chance out of the Street Fighter 3 cast of returning. But who knows? It's nice to explore. Okay, that's your aerial super.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Okay, multi-thing, crouching heavy. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I found a potential critical art if he ever gets brought into Street Fighter 5. This move. Like, it looks like the one with the most cinematic potential. And his last one I know is X copy, which the name of it is just pretty self-explanatory. He just copies his opponents. I mean, that is kind of cool, I guess, V-trigger wise, but it just makes you realize you can just pick anyone else besides 12. Tell me about it. Like, I know Street Fighter 3 had a lot of weird characters, but 12 is probably the most random of the bunch. At least Oro you can find cool points with, due to his unorthodox playstyle, yet he's got a lot of versatility to him, whereas 12 is just kind of the weirdest newcomer out of this batch of characters. Anyways, that's where I'm gonna leave my stream off for now. Next time I will cover Sean for this game, and then I'll move over to the alpha games for Sodom, Julie and Junie. Nightmare Game Guy. Okay then. Thanks, I guess. Anyways, I hope everyone enjoyed, and I will do a stream maybe later that covers this game, and then the following streams will be Street Fighter 4, since the majority of the cast... Come on, April. It's 2019. No one even bothers using that as an insult anymore. My God, his normals are far-reaching. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know about Joe's mama, but my mama certainly looks like a Joe. So, yeah, mama jokes don't really work on me. Because I honestly couldn't really give a shit who makes fun of her. I know that sounds harsh, but she's a pain in my ass. Like, not like usual edgelordy stuff. Like, my dad even gets annoyed by her. My God. She's probably like the most selfish human being on the planet, mind you. But, she's my mother at the end of the day, so I have to put up with it. How's life been? Decent, I guess. I just decided to do streaming again since I kind of left my channel, like, absent for such a long time. Well, I wouldn't say it's a long time. I think I left it absent for about at least roughly 1 year, since I couldn't be asked to stream at that point. Anyways, I'm just gonna end the stream since I'm done for tonight. It's dark as shit over here in the UK.